Good evening, this is your friend and neighbourhood weeb, the Eisenberg here, and tonight we are reviewing episode 14 of DrStone. Right about now. I've just realised this is part of the new title sequence that we got treated to at the beginning of episode 14. Master of Flame. That's Would you believe it? I've forgotten their names, but because it's been so long. Or maybe just the fact that I'm not good with remembering names. Anyway, these are the two guys, the fella and the lassie, that were with Senku to begin with. Well, granted, the guy was with him first, and then the lassie came along. They've really grown up in the past year, or however long has passed between Senku saying goodbye to them, and possibly this is them coming back to help them out. That's not bad. Yep, I knew for a fact that sounded like the old man, Master of Flame. I might be wrong, this is just me kinda pre-reviewing the episode title sequence before it starts. Well, before the actual episode starts, but that looks cool as hell. Sorry if I said the word hell on a Sunday. Hell. Great visuals, and it's just what it's telling me now is it's telling me that don't mess with him, because even though he's a bit silly to begin with, he's serious. Obviously when he gets kind of serious. Yeah, I'm thinking he might take part in the actual fighting tournament, because the way he's looking in this picture, he's like, that looks like a glass staff slash sword that he's going to turn into a flaming sword using some of Senku's kind of research that he's kind of obviously listened to. But anyway, yeah, like I says, in the first couple of minutes, Magma said that ask the referee if that's allowed, because if that's allowed, then you using that helmet that was thrown at you, I'll accept, and I'm beaten. Obviously, you've won. And then obviously, Kenro was like, okay. Then he goes and asks the referee, and the referee's like, well, no, that's just a piece of clothing. It wasn't thrown at you. Well, technically it was, but the little watermelon chance you threw it up in the air, and Kenro decided to jump up and put it on like a piece of clothing, obviously. But as the referee was talking to Kenro, lo and behold, the spoilsport Magma decides to sneak up behind Kenro and smash the melon helmet of Kenro's head in an act of spite. So, yeah. Typical bad guy that can't accept he's been beaten. And there's a cute moment in between Kohaku and Watermelon Chan, around about 6 minutes 57 into the episode, because Mantle, at least I can say about him the better, Kohaku barely made it back and just missed her bout with Senku, so by default Senku won his round against Kohaku. But all Kohaku was worried about was the fact that Watermelon Chan was fine, and she said that she was glad that Mantle was lying. And I'm like, well, Magma and Mantle are obviously working the angle that they will do anything to win this tournament. And I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a good episode. A very good episode. Yeah, and Genro won his battle just because he didn't the group were basically like, because he got a chance. And Senku's like, well, he hasn't had coffee before, so he's probably really wired. And he goes absolutely nuts. Obviously because he's hyper. Pardon me. Pardon me. Sorry about that. And he wins because he just keeps on standing there and he gets absolutely pelted by this other guy. And he's obviously got a couple of teeth missing, a massive bruise on his head. And he just keeps on walking towards the guy. And the guy just kind of accidentally falls off the edge of the ring where they are. Like basically the platform that they're fighting on, the guy falls off accidentally. So he wins because he technically gets a ring out. So yeah. And then he realises after his that it's went straight to his stomach, from what I'm gathering, because I'm looking at the episode 10 minutes 36 in, and he's pulling the face as if to say, yeah, that's went straight to his gut, and it's not gonna be pretty. Yeah, and then the final semi-final battle is between Chrome and Magma. I looked away from the screen for 1 minute and I turned back round. And what did I see? Chrome lying on the floor. And Magma looking at him as if to say, yeah, you've not worn me down. This is starting to get interesting and we're only 12 minutes 34 into the episode. Oh, wowee. So, yeah, well, Chrome managed to, with the help of the mentalist guy, that apparently Magma had killed. They made him believe that they had put a spell on him. That if he'd move, his heart would explode. Obviously, it just goes to prove that for all the bravado of Magma, he's dumb. He's dumb as mince. So obviously 60 seconds had passed. Chrome was thinking about Ruri. He kind of quietened his breathing and kind of slowly kind of worked his courage up to set Magma on fire with the light through the lens. And Shenku's like, pat it. And Magma's patting it to like stop the fire from spreading all over his clothes. But it spreads. And Chrome's like, well, I'm not going to become a murderer. But just for you, well, he wasn't saying he was going to murder Magma. He just said that, he obviously in his own way, he said he was going to win the match. So what he does is he thrusts the pole into Magma's crown jewels at such force that Magma's eyes near enough pop out of his head. And it's like, woo! And Magma falls off the edge of the fighting stage. I get like, wheel, splashed in the water. And then obviously they realise now that Rory's obviously very happy that Chrome won and everyone else is happy. And the group realise now that the only people that are left to fight are Chrome, some other fella, and Senku. So, unless something major happens, they've got this in the bag. Now, what happens at that, when there's a celebration and all that, they switch to the new outro. That basically is Senku putting his hand in his grandpa's hand when he was younger. And yeah, they're looking up at the moon at night time. I think basically what this is the outro is the new outro is Senku missing his grandpa or his dad or whatever. With every moment that has passed, basically, and it shows some quite little nice moments. Senku growing up, and I would show that his grandpa or his dad was always there for him. And then there's a bit right at the end of near enough at the end of the new outro, that Senku wakes up and realises it was all a dream. Obviously because he was dreaming about his grandpa / dad. And realises obviously his granddad, his dad is no longer there because it's so many years in the future. And basically he's just like, well, his guardian's no longer here. And yeah, quite a nice wee moment that shows that you need to kind of cherish moments with people that you have now, because you never know what might happen, because they might be gone like that within a breath, or something might happen. It's a real pain in the bum that life's short like that and it's unpredictable, but yeah. And going back to the fight with Chrome and Magma, this was where Chrome had to hold the staff really still at an angle so that the sweat and the tears that mixed on the lens inside part of the helmet that was left to settle enough so that the sun could come through the lens and burn Magma like it did. I really think I what's wrong with my voice tonight. But one thing I have learned, I will not drink iron brew before I start another review because it makes me gassy. Yeah, so, nice wee episode, nice little win for the group. I'm looking forward to episode 15, which is going to be called, The Culmination of 2 Million Years. Seriously, I like it when this anime puts long titles for the next episode, because it makes sure that it makes me sure that I'm wearing my glasses while I'm reading this end card for the episode that's just been on. I'm not sure what these numbers and symbols are about, because that looks like 2005 or 2054. Probably a hint at the year that they're in now, I'm not sure. Oh, but anyway, see you guys and girls next time for episode 15. The review is going to be on either Friday night after the episode's been on, or at the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, depending on which videos I've got ready to kind of go up. But anyway, see you next time, and remember, stay shining gold.